Welcome back. I'm Felix, and this guy I haven't come across before. For Reddit stuff, I decided to check him out to see what he's got. Maybe it's because he has the best of Redditor Updates, so he's got updates for stories, and I like that. So I'll probably just listen to one and then go from there. I was getting ready to say something else, and I drew a blank. All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's see what story. I might just go with the first story then. So we'll see what it is and go from there.
Everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now, r/best of has been one of my favorite subreddits this year. So I thought in this episode, I would bring you my favorite posts from the subreddit over the past 12 months. The beauty of best of is that these stories aren't just niched down to one particular subreddit. They could be from anywhere on Reddit, and we always get to see what happens in the end. Gone are the days of waiting for other updates or waiting years and never finding out what happens at the end of an enthralling Reddit story. In all of these posts, you will find out what happens at the end. There is a conclusion. And that's what I love about r/best of. I am a 21-year-old woman, and I've got a new boyfriend who is 24. His male friends tested me, and I passed. Is this as weird as I think it is?
Well, yeah. I don't care if it's male or female. If you're testing me, I don't want anything to do with you. I think testing your partner like that is just messed up. And now, as for the friends do it, did he know his friends were testing him or doing a test? This is the thing the friends do to test girlfriends. No, don't do that. And if your girlfriends do this to test your boyfriend, don't do that. One, they're not your friends. Let's be honest with you. They're really not. Oh, we're just looking out for you. Nah, I've always found those tests are weird. And a lot of times, those friends that call themselves looking out for you are looking for a way to make you single again.
The first post for this one came back in November of 2015. A high relationship subreddit. I need some outside perspective here on a small but weird problem. I've been dating this guy, Sam, for about 3 months now. Just recently made it official, and I met his friends on Thursday. Sam's awesome, and his friends seem awesome too, or so I thought. We were all hanging out, playing games, watching Netflix, etc. on Thursday after having come back from the local bar. It was a good time, and we were all having fun. Then, Sam left the room, and his friends almost immediately started talking badly about him. They were ragging on his appearance, calling him a loser, etc., and it made me very uncomfortable. They tried to get me to join in, and I kept brushing them off. They persisted, so I finally told them to knock it off and informed them that I'd be telling Sam all of this. They got quiet, and then Sam came back, and they tried to go back to just hanging out. I was so annoyed that I said I was going to bed and went to Sam's room. Sam came in about half an hour later and asked me if everything was okay. I told him that his friends were talking terribly about him, and it annoyed me. I said that I know I had no right to tell him who to be friends with, but I think he should ditch them. And then he did something that totally threw me off. He grinned. I asked him what he was smiling about, and that is when he told me the following.
I knew. I understand looking out for your friend, but there are better ways of doing it. Don't test the person you're with. It's so messed up when people do that stuff.
Apparently, they do this with every girl Sam meets to test her and see if she'll talk trash about him behind his back. If she does, he dumps her. If not, hooray! Sam's in on it and says it's pretty harmless. He says I'm the first girl to have told him about what happened, which means I'm the best? I'm inclined to agree that it's harmless, but I find it weird. Am I right in thinking this is strange? Is this something normal?
No.
Do all guys do this?
No.
Just need some perspective. Thanks. Okay, I think I've got to come in on this as a guy and say, no one does this.
Yeah.
This is not normal.
And also as a guy, no! Here's the thing, at least in the friendships I've had, if the girl starts acting well, someone will say something. But don't just go out of your way to do stuff like that. How you know the girl's not a psycho and decides to just take you guys out? She goes in her purse and that's that. But still, yeah, don't do tests. Tests are the stupidest thing. I don't know why people... They went up in popularity thanks to social media. But yeah, I mean, testing significant others is not new, unfortunately. But And most of the time it never ends well. And the person that got tested feels weird and feels uncomfortable like she does. She feels weirded out. And she should feel weirded out. It's like, why did you feel the need to test me? And why do you have to test all his girlfriends? That'd be my first thing is, what kind of girls do you normally date that you feel the need to test all his girlfriends? And I'm the first one? It's like, I want to meet these other girls. That would be my first thing. It's like, what kind of girls were you dating? That's the question I have. Like, were you dating just straight up trash? Hoochie mamas? Trailer trash, ghetto? What were you dating? God. You got to test all your girlfriends. That's not normal. And the fact you got to test all your girlfriends, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're the problem.
At least no one I know does this. What a weird test. The test itself, which by the way does exist, is just your girlfriend or the person you're seeing meeting your friends and seeing how they are with them, because maybe they're really weird, and then that's a test in and of itself. And your friends need to be able to be friends with the person you're seeing, right? That's like the test. It's not really like a formal test. It's just your girlfriend meeting your friends. It's a pretty normal thing, and seeing how that interaction is.
The only normal, I guess you could say the only normal test I can think is just meeting the friends, see how they get along. If she doesn't get along with the friends, you need to figure out why. It may be something about her or something about them. Maybe they just don't like her or something like that. And that doesn't mean you got to break up. It just means she won't be hanging out with you and your friends. But if it's something where the guy says something stupid about her, and it's like, that's the only reason you guys don't like her, it's like, maybe you should reconsider your friends. But if your girlfriend says something weird about why she doesn't like them, then, maybe might be time to move on. Either way, that's really the only natural test you should be doing, is to see how they get along. And that's it.
They're not completely socially inept, I suppose, or weird. Who knows, right? It's not really a test, as I've said. This, though, is like a formal test, setting something up to gauge somebody's reaction, is strange. Very strange. You shouldn't need to do this. You should have enough trust in the person anyway to back them into doing something like this. It's just weird. I would hope that the person that I was with, if my friends genuinely did this behind my back to them, would tell me. And I think I should be able to gauge if the person I'm with would do that or not.
That's what I said earlier. What kind of women were you dating? Did you got to test all your girlfriends? Something's off with the boyfriend.
Do some weird test like this to work that out. Yeah, very odd from my point of view. I mean, if I were UOP, I'd be really questioning this behaviour, because it is ultimately extremely strange. What does that say about Sam and his friends outside of this? I don't know. Are there going to be more tests in future? Are you going to feel like you can't really ever trust what's going on in this friendship group? If that is the case, I wouldn't blame you. Let's see what the people of Reddit said before we jump into the update for this one. Alright, someone said, your boyfriend still has a lot of growing up to do. This is high school level stuff. You need to decide if you want to date a child, or do you want to move on and find a real man? Someone else said, well, you may have passed his test, but he sure as heck failed yours. Yeah, good point. Why would you want to be with someone who's going to set you up like that? Exactly. And then finally someone said, yeah, you may have passed, but Sam and his friends failed. Setting people up in uncomfortable and made up positions is not only mean and childish, but it's also unrealistic and pointless. You don't lie to people to gain the truth. Your mileage may vary, but I'd be moving on from people who feel the need to manipulate me and put me through stress for their own benefit and amusement. Couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm trying to gauge it from Sam's perspective. You would want the person you're with in this situation to speak up and tell you what happened and what your friends were saying about you. But it's just do you need to run this weird simulation to find that out? Again, I think you should just be able to gauge from your own interactions with the girl that you're seeing that they would do this.
And again, what type of women was he dating? He had been dating some crappy people. Just crappy individuals for him to feel the need to test every single girl. Unless these are high school friends and it's just something they've done since high school and they haven't grown out of it. That'd be even worse, actually. If this is just something they've done since high school and never grew out of it. Yeah.
Need it to actually play out in real life. For example, if you were bleeding out to death would your girlfriend call the police or call an ambulance? I mean, that's just ridiculous. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't need that simulation. You don't actually need to do that or fake that. Like, imagine you fake falling down the stairs and you pour ketchup everywhere and say, Amanda, I've fallen down the stairs. Please help me, I'm dying. And then you can judge at that point, are they going to call an ambulance or not, and just laugh at you. I mean, that is actually very far-fetched from me, but is it totally tangential? I don't think it is. I actually think that has a reason, what I've just said there, even though it is ridiculous, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, into the update that came the next day. OP says, hello again. Wow, my post blew up yesterday. Thank you everyone for the advice. Sorry I didn't respond to anyone. I posted it while on my break at work, so I had no time to do so. I thoroughly appreciate all of you taking time to comment. You're all radiant unicorn moonbeams and you're awesome. Everyone pretty much unanimously said that A, Sam is a D, and B, dump the D. This confirmed my suspicions, but I figured I'd talk to Sam about it anyway, just to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I'm nice like that.
Alright, I'm going to predict they broke up. Yeah, it is childish behavior. I know they're in their 20s, but still, even in your 20s, even in high school, if some girl did that to me, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. Look, I know we're in high school, but it's still stupid. Don't do that. And then in your 20s, you're supposed to be kind of finding yourself. I don't remember how old they were. They were 20-something. Anyway, the point is, I would say usually around 22, 23, you should have a general understanding of how to communicate with other people. If you don't, you're behind the curve. But yeah, childish behaviors in adult relationships like this don't usually end well. You know, now when I say childish behavior, I don't mean like a guy playing with Legos. I play with Legos. What I mean is like actually doing stuff in the relationship that's childish, like testing your significant other. But yeah, I actually hope they broke up. So, well, if they didn't break up and Sam apologized and promised never to do it again, I'd still be a little leery, to be honest with you, because shouldn't have done it in the first place. So let's see. I'm sticking with they broke up.
Well, long story short, A, Sam really and truly is a D, and B, the D has been dumped.
Good.
The conversation lasted all of 5 minutes before he started getting defensive. The climax was him calling me a female dog.
So, I was right. He's the problem. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the type that cheats too. So that gives him an idea of knowing whether or not he can cheat. Clearly, this guy has a lot of growing to do.
Grateful that I'd passed this stupid test. At that point, I just said, yeah, it's over. I may have passed your test, but you failed mine. Thank you, one Reddit user, for that line. And I walked away. He tried to blow up my phone, but I nipped that in the bud by blocking him.
Good.
So, yeah, thanks everybody for helping me dodge a massive bullet bill-sized bullet. Much appreciated. You guys are all a bunch of beautiful sunlit diamonds. Wow, can I just say, being called a radiant unicorn moonbeam and a beautiful sunlit diamond within a couple of paragraphs has really boosted my self-esteem. Thank you, OP. The top comment here on this entire thing is, you don't lie to people to gain the truth. And I think that is a very, very apt comment and a good way to sum this up. There are better ways of working out what someone's like than giving them these stupid tests. Anyway, let's get into our final story of this episode.
All right, that was fun. Yeah, since the fact that she felt weirded out by the test, that should have been her first time. But then again, I don't remember what the age was. Let me see if I can go back. Go back. Oh, there it is. 21. Okay, yeah. Boyfriend 24. His friend's 20s. So yeah, he's still a child. He had no clue what he was doing. And this is from 10 years ago. Hopefully he's grown out. He should be 34 now. 34, 35. If he's still doing this, he's single. That doesn't mean he doesn't have kids, but I wouldn't be surprised if his kids like him because he's childish. But otherwise, yeah, hopefully she's doing well. But yeah, her instincts that this was weird was spot on. Hopefully she can learn to listen to her instincts. But yeah, this was just weird. And then the fact he got mad that she questioned it, or she got mad, she questioned the test, that's even more weird. And I don't get it. If I'm still stuck on what kind of girls have he dates. See, he's 24. He's probably dating the immature girls. She's 21. I wonder how young he dates. Because she's 21. I know it's only 3 years. What? Has he dated like 18-year-olds? Did he try to date younger? Because he's doing high school stuff. So he still got that high school mentality. Oh, man. Well, anyways. Yeah, if you feel the need to test your significant other, just break up with them. It's not worth it. And especially if your significant other discovers you're testing them, a lot of times the people you're testing are going to be like, yep, I'm out. Because they now realize you never trusted them. And whatever trust you did have, it's gone. You have to rebuild that trust. And that's not easy. When someone breaks your trust, it's not easy to get that trust back. Well, anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Everyone take care. Later.